Hello, every pony. A bored brony here after a very long and unfortunate hiatus. Oh, where to begin? Um, a lot of things have been going on recently. A lot of unfortunate things, but most of which I'm not going to get into. Um, I can't say for certain that I'll be able to get back to a normal recording schedule yet. Um, and I'm not going to lie to you. I've been trying to cope with a bit of unrest, shall we say. I recently, well, not recently anymore, I guess, found out that one of the people that I've rather enjoyed speaking with on a regular basis, semi-regular basis, I suppose, I would no longer be able to keep in contact with for what I considered to be very unfair reasons, and I was super bummed out. That's not the only reason I've been gone this whole time, but it didn't help. So, yeah, I've been kind of bummed out lately. And I failed to consider the fact that this is probably one of my favorite things to do ever. So, it's time to get things going again. Now, because it's been a while, for the sake of my own now out of practice voice and the fact that I don't have a whole lot of time tonight, we're going to take a quick break from On Across an Arrow to do a one-shot. A one-shot requested by my friend Brian, who requested it actually a long time ago, and I totally missed it. So, I'm sorry. Alright. That story being Fluttershy Discovers Animal Crackers by Art Inspired. Now, I have my glass of wine here. Hehehe. And also, before I forget, I want to let all of you know how much I appreciate your patience and your continued support. All the very nice messages and comments that have been left. Excuse me. All the people who have subscribed, knowing full well that I haven't posted anything in a month. You guys are awesome, and I love you in a totally, not even platonic way. I just love all of you guys, so much. I would marry all of you, but that would take such a long time, and I'm not good at, waiting for things. I'm very impatient. Anyway. Alright, so, on to our fanfiction. Fluttershy Discovers Animal Crackers by Art Inspired. Chapter 1, which is the only real chapter, entitled Oh My. Sorry, I kind of read that like George Takei, didn't I? Probably read that like Fluttershy. Oh my. See, I'm not entirely out of practice. There we go. Alright. Fluttershy Discovers Animal Crackers. It was a nice, bright, and shining day for young Fluttershy. Her animals were happy, the birds were chirping, and all the little fillies were out playing in the distance. While the Pegasus fed her pet squirrel, was that the flying squirrel? She heard Twilight coming from around her cottage. "Hey, Fluttershy," the purple unicorn said. "What's up?" Fluttershy, smiling kindly, replied, "Oh, I'm just doing my usual things for the morning." As the young pony grabbed a bucket and set it next to her door, her friend asked something peculiar. "Have you seen Rainbow flying around with a box today?" Fluttershy, curious as to what Rainbow would be doing with a box, said, "No, but what's in the box?" Twilight smiled oddly and claimed, "Oh, nothing. Really nothing you'd want to know about." As she walked off, Fluttershy's eyebrow rose slightly. Returning to her work, she heard the distinguished whoosh. Should that be the distinct whoosh? I'm not sure. the distinguished whoosh of the sign Pegasus's flight. As she soared just above her head, the yellow mare heard Twilight call her with fear in her voice. She was just behind the cottage, and as Rainbow landed, Fluttershy hid behind the wall out of sight. "Are you trying to get Fluttershy to cry?" Twilight asked. The rainbow-maned Pegasus claimed, "What? They're just a snack." "That doesn't matter." Excuse me. "That doesn't matter. If Fluttershy sees them, she'll think things the wrong way. Did she see you?" "I don't think so. I don't know. But then again, I wasn't really paying attention." As Fluttershy heard Twilight face hoof, she decided to confront the two. Just as she crept around the corner, Rainbow saw her and hid the box she was holding behind her back. "What's that?" "Nothing," Rainbow lied. "It's just a box," Twilight claimed. Fluttershy eyed the two carefully. She could just barely see the corner of the box, but before she could say another word, Rainbow took off in a fit of speed. As rainbow lines followed her to some clouds far off, Twilight just smiled awkwardly. Twilight, what was that?" the butter-yellow mare asked. Twilight gulped while blinking, and said, "Nothing." Next thing Fluttershy knew, the mare teleported out of their lickety-split. The Pegasus stood there, confused by this and insanely curious. She decided to go to Applejack, seeing as how she could never tell a lie without being found out. As she approached the barn, she saw her orange friend taking a break next to the wooden fences while munching on an apple. Applejack?" Fluttershy questioned. What's the box Rainbow Dash has?" Applejack spat bits of apples out as her ears received the question. Her hoof rose to her mouth to wipe some spit away. As she looked at her friend, caught off guard by this, she said, Sugar, you really don't want to know. Trust me." Fluttershy argued, "But I do want to know. She seems to be hiding the thing like it would hurt me. What could a simple box do to me that would be so devastating?" Applejack fibbed. "It's just a box, and nothing else. Just a box." I don't have that, shifty-eyed sound effect, or I'd use that. Her weird smile told Fluttershy she was lying, so Fluttershy resiliently said, "Please, just tell me what it is." Oh, how can you say no to that? Applejack, trying to put on her best poker face, continued to lie. "It's just a box, nothing more. Trust me." Fluttershy rolled her eyes and said, "Fine. If you won't tell me, I'll have to find out myself." As she left, Applejack sighed and returned to her work. Fluttershy decided to investigate Rarity and possibly dig some clues up from her. As she entered her boutique, Rarity noticed the doorbell ring. As she came around the corner to greet her customer, she saw it to be the yellow Pegasus, looking a bit upset. "Fluttershy, what seems to be the problem?" she asked in concern. "Oh, nothing much. Except Rainbow has some small box. She and Twilight are hiding what it is from me. Applejack lied about it, and I was wondering if you knew anything about it." Rarity gulped, turned around, and muttered, "It's best you don't know. Trust me." Fluttershy became irritated with those last two words. "Why does every pony want me to trust them that if I find out what it is, it'll hurt me in some way?" Rarity, turning her head, said, "Look, darling, if you found out, believe me, you'd be distraught." Fluttershy just sighed and walked out. As she did, she headed to Twilight's house and knocked. She heard Twilight, Rainbow, and Pinkie murmuring something. As the door slowly opened, Fluttershy looked inside to see the box sitting on the table inside. "May I come in?" she asked kindly. Twilight gulped and said, "I'd prefer you didn't. It's for your own good." Fluttershy, finally having enough of this, pushed her way through. As Pinkie grabbed the box, Fluttershy chased after her. The box was then tossed to Rainbow Dash, who was headed for the window. As she tried to fly out, wham! The window wasn't even open. As the box fell to the floor, Fluttershy dove for it. It says dived, but I refuse. Dove. It's like sneaked versus snuck. Ugh. I know what I was taught. Anyway, pick your battles, man. Come on. Her whole body covered the box, and she began to creepily giggle. Okay. She rose up and said, Now I'll see what you've been hiding from me. Now I'll see what's so dangerous for me to see." She lifted the box up and looked at it, only to give a horrified look once her eyes were able to fully view the cartoonish designs of animals, all in cracker form. A- a- animal crackers? Her scratchy voice asked. A few seconds of gazing at the ludicrous snack passed before she threw the box up and began screaming in torment, which I'm not going to try to imitate. As she tried to run for the door, Twilight stopped her by shutting it in the nick of time. The frightened pony stopped just before slamming right into it face first and searched for a way out. Twilight magically grabbed her being and frantically tried to explain. "They're just crackers that Pinky made." Fluttershy, whipping her hooves in various directions, trying to break free, interrogated. "So she killed a bunch of my forest friends and cooked them into snacks?" Pinky walked up to her friend and giggled. "No, silly. They're made out of dough. There's not actual animals in them." Fluttershy, calming down, asked, "But why animals? Why not just regular squares or circles?" Rainbow, still dazed by the impact, said, "Because it's cute." Fluttershy was let go and just sat there, staring at the box. As Rainbow Dash picked them up, she continued, "We knew you'd react like this, and it was a special gift for me from Pinkie Pie. I thought they were awesome, but we all knew you'd freak out if you saw them. That's why we hid them." Fluttershy gulped and said, I need some time alone. Please excuse me." As she opened the door, Twilight asked, "Are you going to be all right?" Fluttershy nodded her head and said, "I just need some time alone." In a few days, this would just be one silly occurrence, but Fluttershy would probably never recover from the frightening thought of ponies eating the heads of animal crackers. The end. Well, there we go. So, yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, I am sorry I've been gone for so long, and hopefully I can get back to at least some kind of regular updating thing. In the meantime, enjoy this. I've jumped around and responded to a few quick comments today as well. I want to say that I love you guys, and hi, and thank you as always for subscribing and commenting and viewing and sending me messages and making requests. You guys are absolutely amazing, and I cannot believe how popular the channel has gotten so far. I mean, right now we're sitting at 174 subscribers and almost 31,000 video views. Oh my god. That isn't. I guess I should say, oh my Celestia. That's insane. You guys are amazing, and big surprise to everyone. But it looks like right now the most popular video is probably the Banned from Equestria playthrough that we did, or that I did, and that some of you might have watched. I can't imagine why that's so popular. Yeah, it's like almost 9,000 views. So it is by far the most popular video. Oh, what else to say? Hopefully, like I said, I'll be able to get back to somewhat more normal update regiment, and hopefully we'll be able to get back to that project I had offhandedly mentioned and had not really gotten going yet. So yeah, hopefully we'll get that going here pretty soon. So I guess until next time, which I would very much like to say is going to be sometime in the very near future. Maybe this week, hopefully. If not, hopefully this Saturday. So hang in there, and I love you guys, and I will see you next time.